So today's Father's Day, and I asked a few guys to take a moment out of their day to thank some of the men that have impacted their lives.
I would like to thank my dad for all of the sacrifices that he's made for me and my family. You know, we literally wouldn't be here without you, and I commend you so much for the jobs that you worked at the same time just to keep us afloat. I love you, Dad. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day, Bob Janaway. Someone that took a chance on me, somebody that became a mentor, a friend, a father. R.I.P. Bob Janaway, happy Father's Day.
I want to thank Samuel Maycock, who happens to be my father. He's an amazing man, and he's always been there for me. 101 things that I could call upon, but I remember more than anything else is the time we went to the cinema when we was younger. We watched Nutty Professor, and there was a scene in Nutty Professor where everyone at the table started passing wind. I can't say fire. They started passing wind. You started laughing, and we started laughing. We're rolling around in the cinema on the floor, and it seemed like we was going to get chucked out. We nearly did. But you know, it's that attitude that you've got, that you've told me and you've taught me that life should be fun, and that I thank you for.
Happy Father's Day to my father, Joseph Zephyrin. You are a man of very few words, but those words have always been words of encouragement. Regardless of what I wanted to do or try next, you always told me, keep going, don't stop, you can do anything. And those are the words that have inspired me throughout my life. Thank you.
My name is David Ajala, and this is a special message to my dad, John Ajala. So many years ago, I remember I had a lot of stuff in the house that I wanted to sell. It was all secondhand stuff, but in really good condition. So I loaded up the suitcase, put it in my dad's car, and then we drove to the market. I was setting up my stall, and just before my dad left, he purchased something, and then he said, this is the first sale of the day, and you're going to make many more sales for the rest of the day. That's one thing my dad has been great at all throughout my life, just encouraging me. So big up yourself, Dad. God bless you. Love you. Keep on shining.
To my dad, Clint Jordan, you're such an awesome example and a great source of inspiration. I wouldn't be who I am if you wasn't who you are. So thank you.
The man I'd like to thank is a man called David. In the early 80s, David was my social worker when I was in a children's home in South London, Peckham, and became, I would say, the first father figure that I ever had. So David, if you're watching this, if you recognize me, thank you very much.
Glengarino, thank you. Thank you for showing me how to be a great husband. You've been a great inspiration over the years of what it means to have character and integrity. Think of the many, numerous times I've watched you as a husband and as a father, and I've been inspired. Thank you.
Errol Stephen Roy, my father. He was always coming out to my shows when I first started out my live remedy night, giving me support and help fill me with confidence and a belief in myself that I could go out and chase my dreams. Dad, thank you.
Greetings people, this is Daniel Anderson, and the name of the caring, intelligent and loving man I want to mention today is Carver Anderson. Man like Carver La Cabanea Anderson, you know. That's my dad, that's my pops, that's my blood, you get me? So big up on yourself, man. Yeah? Dad, happy Father's Day, I love you. And I remember a time when I was about 9 years old, you know, when I was going through a rough time at school, the racism and everything. And I remember that same day, I came back home, I went upstairs, I was underneath the bed, and I was bawling, I was crying, and I was crying. And you came underneath the bed with me, Dad, and you asked me what's wrong. I said, Dad, I want to be white. And you said, look, be proud of who you are, be proud of your blackness, and be proud of your heritage, and don't let nobody tell you any different, you get me? And Dad, I remember that talk like it was yesterday, and I'm 33 now, so I want to say, Dad, I love you. Happy Father's Day. Big up, yeah? Thank you.
Daniel Hutchinson. There was a time where I was struggling to deal with people's expectations of myself, and he pulled me to one side and said, don't worry about anybody else, just do you. Thank you.
Fathers, father figures, brothers and mentors, know that we love, need and appreciate you. Thank you and happy Father's Day.